Hi Carla, this is Dave from Dandy App, maker of MyFitnessDJ. I thought it would be much easier if I just show you the video of how to create these cues on this track. So I have MyFitnessDJ open, I will tap Add, create a new playlist, and I'll just call it My Faves. That's kind of what I do for sample. Scroll to the bottom, the new playlists are always added to your playlist list at the bottom. I will select My Faves, then I'll tap Add, Music Library. If you don't have Power Pack or Studio Edition, you'll immediately go to your iTunes library. I will tap Songs. I added a song called Animals earlier. I don't know if it's the right one or not because I don't see the artist. So I'll tap that. It gives me the choice of adding a preset for the entire playlist. The dark blue ones change for the entire playlist. The other colors just do for the immediate cue. And I'm going to use blank cue because you already have yours set up. So your very first cue is at 35 seconds. So I will bump it up to 35 seconds. I'll tap to add text. And I will type in sprint gear, which is your first. Now, I'm going to recommend that you really consider using color zones, and I'll show you once I'm finished with this why the color zones are so important. But as you're preparing for a sprint gear, I'm going to assume that it's something like an orange color. I use the color orange for preparing for all-out work. So the first, as you can see, under cues, the first cue is there. Now I'm going to pause the playing track. If you are adding the cues just by your own memory as you play, know that I'll give you the example. If the music's playing and I tap cues and I go to new and I say moderate, at exactly that moment in the playing of the track is where the cue will be added. I'm going to remove that cue though because you've already given me the outline of what you want to do. So I don't have to listen to the music as I'm doing it. So I'm going to go, again, new. I will tap blank. Your second one is at 45 seconds. So I will bump the timer up to 45 seconds, tap to add text. And your next cue is sprint 25, but it just so happens every time you add a cue in MyFitnessDJ, the countdown timer will automatically show on the screen. So while you could say 25, it's not really necessary because as soon as this cue shows on the MyFitnessDJ screen, it's going to have the 25-second countdown because that's when your next cue happens. So I'll put in the 25 for fun. And for a sprint or an all-out effort or a surge, I usually use the color red. So I'm going to change that one to red. And then you can see there's my second cue at 45. I'm going to add a couple more. So again, blank cue if you're just inputting specific text that you like. Your next one is at 1 minute, 10 seconds. And you say pull back and stand, pull back and stand. And I'm going to say that's probably like a moderate effort at that point. So I'll tap the yellow and there the next one goes in. I'll do just a couple more. I'm not going to do all of them because they're, as you can see, once you add a few, the rest are really quite easy. So at 127, you say sit, and I'm going to make the assumption that sit means kind of a recovery. So for me, I use green for recovery, and I'm going to put that in. So then I want to show you why I think it's important to use the color system. If you go back now, if I press play and start the song again, you can see that the ticker tape updates here. Why? Oh, because your first cue is at 35, so there's nothing from 0 through 35. Let me give you an example. I'm going to tap new and blank and go to 0, and I'm going to say something like prepare for Carla's signature profile. And I'm gonna, I use cyan for the informative stuff. I didn't set it to 0, sorry, for instructions to myself for the class. So now if I go back to ticker tape, I'm gonna pause this so you can see. So across the playing timeline, you have a visual indication of everything that's going to happen in this song. And if you've color-coded your cues to match something like either intensity or RPM or how hard someone needs to smile, or the color code can really be your secret sauce. But the reason I think it works so well is then when you go back to the track list, in the background of the tracks themselves, you can see the color code. So if I go back to this track list and look at this track animal, I know, and if I put in all your cues and done the color codes along the way, I could see exactly what I'm going to be expecting to teach for that class, for that track. And then when I look at the whole thing, for instance, if I go back to just one of my regular playlists, just in one glance here, I see that all the way down. I can see exactly what kind of profile I'm going to be teaching. I can see once I get to these solid purple lines, those are my cool down tracks. So I hope this helps. Let me know if there is anything else I can do to make MyFitnessDJ better for you. Okay, bye-bye.